Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Welcome, everybody, to I'll Hang Up and Listen. We're not going to talk about stats. We're not going to talk about analytics. And we're sure as shit not talking about a Vegas Golden Knights Jack Eichel return to Buffalo win. You know what we are going to talk about, guys? You know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about Craig Anderson getting his 300th victory. We're going to talk about Alex Tuch with the possibly the most beautiful open net goal I've ever seen on one of the worst angles I've ever seen. We're going to talk about Peyton Krebs getting on the board, winning the trade. Right now, we won the trade right now. I mean, maybe not, going forward, but right now we've won this trade because this team looks night and day different from what they were last year. And this isn't a knock against Jack Eichel. It really isn't. Anybody who knows me, who's followed me, who knows how I feel about the situation, knows that I'm indifferent about the whole Jack Eichel situation. I'm under the firm belief that, no governing body should tell a person what they should or shouldn't do with their body, especially when it comes to your neck and surgery like that. 100% he is within his right to feel the way he felt and, stick to his guns. But all that aside, however you felt about Jack Eichel, that was really put to the test tonight. And you know what? I expected boos 100%. I think it's really ignorant to think that they wouldn't boo Jack Eichel tonight. But I will say this. I am happy that there were a lot of cheers for him during the tribute video. I am happy that, there were a lot of signs along the boards. There were a couple dickish ones, but say, good luck, Jack, all your endeavors, go you, especially from the younger fans. But again, all that aside, we're not here to kiss Jack Eichel's ass. We are here to talk about a historic win for Craig Anderson. Unbelievable, classy move by the organization too, putting that video up on the board. Obviously they prepared for this. I don't know if they expected it to happen tonight, given the circumstances. But, Craig Anderson couldn't have picked a better night to have the game of the year in my eyes other than Jack Eichel night. March 10th, 2022, mark it down. Had one of the best games of his career in a 3-1 victory for the Buffalo Sabres. And I'll say this. I'm going to bring in real quick producer Steve from Two Goalies, One Mic. Steve, buddy.
Yo.
How about that? I'll let you go on your shtick here for a second. We were supposed to be at this game tonight. We were supposed to be at this game.
We were supposed to be at this game tonight. My feeling going into it was that going to the Jack Eichel homecoming game was going to be like getting invited to the wedding of the one who got away. And you watch that person you love stand at the altar with someone new, and it's like, well, that's cool. I'm glad you moved on and found something better. But what about me? But you want to know what happened? She got left at the fucking altar by Peyton Krebs, Victor Golifson, and Alex fucking Tuch. Let's go!
I love your enthusiasm, Steve. 100%, man. I went live. I went live after they scored 2-1 off of Olofsson's goal, losing my mind. My dog looked indifferent, didn't really know what the hell was going on. But, I was ready to go, man. I was nervous that the Sabres weren't going to be able to get that one in the garage. So I got a little muck here. get that one in the garage, but they pulled it out, and then Alex Tuch possibly scored one of the greatest open net goals I've ever seen in my life on an almost impossible angle for about 50 feet out.
Yeah, he was basically on the goal line there. That's not an easy shot to make, even when the net is completely empty. But good Lord. Whew. That is the definition of vindication. Like, again, like I get why he wants out. And I'm glad he got out. Glad he's with a team that he likes, whatever. But it was also clear that, even before the neck thing, he didn't want to be here anymore. So, mutual breakup, I guess. But, again, our organization definitely could have been less, shitty about it.
Yeah, I just, coming into tonight too, I had possibly Craig, getting win 300 tonight, and like I said, a couple clicks to him for sure. Good for Craig Anderson. A huge milestone. He said it in his post-game interview. He was never really sure if this night was actually ever going to come, and good for him. Because that COVID shortened season, he's 39 at the time, and he's gonna be 41 in, I think they said May. This could be his last year, and to get number 300 for him, awesome, good for him. So happy for him.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to be upset with that. I mean, especially when you consider that his last 9 wins to reach that milestone were here with us. I believe that was win number 9 with the Sabres. I'm guessing he had like 2 or 3 wins when he was with the Capitals for a coffee, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, the naysayers would tell you that getting a win in Buffalo as a goaltender is about as easy as pulling your own teeth out. But, Craig Anderson, one of the more consistent goaltenders that we've had of the, 9 that we've had this year. Yeah. Dell's got a Dell. Tokarski likes to swim. UPL just cannot catch a fucking break with his injuries. Same with Subban. Michael Hauser was good for what is like 2 or 3 starts. He was I guess. Yeah, it's been a fucking carousel, but thank you, Craig. Again, like he's just such a seasoned pro that like even though the dude is 40 years old and all it would take is just one little pile up in the crease to just put him out of the game forever. Like he knows where he needs to be. So it's second nature to the guy just because he's been doing it for, longer than some of our prospects have been alive. And it's incredible. I feel more comfortable when Craig's in there. And, I saw not. Yeah, I mean, I saw a little flack when that, that quote unquote floater went in, but he was screened pretty damn good. And the only reason it went in is because Dylan Cousins wanted to keep his teeth. And I want to say it was Haig in front also. They wanted to keep his teeth. I don't know who the Golden Knight that ducked at the very last second. But, I mean, when Craig can't really track the puck and the only time you see it is for the half second that somebody ducks to keep from getting beamed. I don't know if it was floating, but I'm not sure if I'd call that a floater. It was definitely very luckily placed, perfect top shelf shot from very far away. But I don't know if Craig had eyes on it. So I can't really even get mad at that one, to be completely honest.
No, I mean, like he was definitely through a screen, and I mean, like I said, the puck had eyes. That puck had eyes. Made its way into the back of the net. Really made things interesting. You saw Jack Eichel's reaction on the bench because, I mean, I'm sure obviously he wants to score a goal in this game, but I think above all he wanted to win. Really, whether or not he, people want to feel like this, he really wanted to stick it to this team. You saw the interview he did with Emily Kaplan, the way he felt things were handled and when they stripped him of the captaincy, which, I mean, if all is true, that was pretty fucked up the way they did it. I always was in agreement that Kevin Adams shouldn't have went in a press conference and announced, hey, we're taking the C off him. Like, you didn't have to go about it that way. But regardless, like, it could have been handled a lot better from both sides of the fence. But, I obviously made things interesting, tying it up 1-1. And then the guy we've been waiting to show up for 30 games, waiting to see that shot for 30 games, Victor Olofsson, possibly the greatest shot of his career, from just outside the circle, sends a laser top shelf to take the lead, what ends up being the game-winning goal.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Victor Olofsson is choosing to give up being defensively minded for Lent and just going to start just throwing clappers to the net. But if that's what he's given up, I mean, at this point, that's fine. He's established that he can actually play 200-foot hockey, which was like the biggest complaint we've had against him at the end of last year going into this year, is that like literally all he did was throw in clappers, and he was kind of a defensive liability. And he's cleaned that part of his game up quite a bit, but at the loss of some of his more offensive danger. So yeah, that was pretty fucking filthy. That puck definitely had eyes. That was a fucking laser. That was wild.
I'm reading one of the quotes just tweeted out by Jesse Granger, guest of two-time guest of Two Goalies One Mike. Writer for The Athletic for the Vegas Golden Knights. That's from Eichel. That's the loudest I've heard this place ever. It only took 7 years and me leaving for them to get into it. With that being said,
Wow.
I think that's him. Just maybe I don't know. Is that a shot? I don't know if that's a shot. I think
that's a little bit of a shot because I'm pretty sure it got pretty loud when he would score goals.
Well, but you know what I mean. But I mean, like I think he's just trying to get me. Maybe he's just trying to get with the, the whole flow of things. Like, how you guys booed me, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Like, just trying to maybe saying more or less in a jokey manner. Obviously, we have to hear him or actually hear the interview and see it. But maybe that's just him playing along with the whole, I don't know the word, like, the drama of it all. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'd have to hear it to see if that was an actual legitimate shot. Or if he's just having a laugh, because that's all he can really do right now after losing 3-1 to his former team.
I mean, we've definitely seen you on this exact session after some pretty bad losses, and you just start with Joker laughing. You just laugh for a couple minutes, and then you finally start saying what you're going to say. Usually those are like big fucking blowouts, but 3-1 isn't all that bad. But I think ultimately what this boils down to is that Jack wanted some meatballs tonight, and Donnie took them all. Donnie has all the meatballs, and he's giving them to the good boys and girls of Buffalo, New York. And you're just going to have to settle for whatever food is a delicacy in Vegas, which I'm guessing is just like freshly cleaned ashtrays. Like, what do they have in Vegas? Like, what do they have food-wise? Do they have like a delicacy? Do they have like a thing?
I'm not sure.
Because I feel like it's just gambling debt and like secondhand smoke. I feel like that's what's in Vegas. If somebody knows what they have as like a cool local delicacy, let me know. I kind of hope they have like a weird take on like a garbage plate or something. That would be awesome.
Right.
But
I guess I'm trying to find the quotes that
yeah.
maybe Carson, intern Carson for the show. I just saw him in the comments. If he's still watching along, if he can maybe post where he's seen all the rest of the quotes. I'm looking right now for him. Looking right now. I'm seeing this one. I'm not sure if this is a joke or not, but they must be booing me because they wish I was still here. Jack Eichel adds that tonight was the loudest he's ever heard it in Buffalo. I mean, again, is that a joke? I mean, I don't know.
Nah, I mean, I think it got, to play back on that, those body language conversations. I think it was pretty visible on the dude's face that he was just visibly upset by just endlessly getting booed all night. Like, I feel like at the end of the game, he was like, okay, yeah. Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah,
they must be booing me because
bit.
they wish I was still here. Again, maybe that's him just playing along with the whole situation. I don't know. Because if you watch the videos of leading into this and his feelings towards the fans, and he says he would hope they would understand the situation and how things ended up the way they did, and that he's loved Buffalo and he always loved Buffalo, and Maybe that's just out of frustration. I don't know. I definitely wasn't expecting that those quotes, whether jokingly or not jokingly. I don't know how to read that.
Yeah, I mean the prior comments were made in a interview that he knew he was going to be having in advance in a studio set, nice studio lighting, good mics, no pressure situation. This is just fresh off the heels of not only for himself personally as a player, but also for the club he plays for. A pretty unpleasant and unsavory loss because, they couldn't even get a loser point out of it. And they're starting to be in trouble in their race to maintain a spot in the playoffs. And road trips are hard on any team, even if you're the Vegas Golden Knights, who just kind of have a revolving door of people on their injured list. One guy comes in, another guy goes out, and it's just I guess to that end, I guess it's hard for them to find their chemistry. But I honestly would take the comments being made now in the heat of the moment as a little bit more sincere than the ones that you get to make in a more of a PR interview. This is just the man who just does what he does and failed to win. That fierce competitor. I don't know. I feel like I would take these comments with a little bit more sincerity than, what he says to kind of soften the blow of having left. And that's not to say that he didn't do good things for the city of Buffalo when he was here. Like that, what he's saying is true, but it's PR. He's trying to soften the image of I left and I wanted to leave well before all this injury drama started, because I don't like fucking losing, which I think is fair. No one likes losing. Losing sucks. But yeah, right now I think we're just getting Jack unfiltered.
Yeah, we got here Chris Dirk. I was at the game. Don't know how we're gonna top this game. Krebs and Tuck score a goal. Eichel is pointless and useless. Congrats on 300 for Anderson. Let's go Buffalo. Impressive win from Rakeem Davis. Impressive win for Buffalo. Thought the Golden Knights was gonna blow up Buffalo tonight. I think a lot of people felt like that. And I wouldn't say Jack was absolutely useless. I thought he played a good game. I mean, he didn't get on the point sheet, but I didn't think he was useless out there. I think that in terms of, especially defensively, I know they were pumping his tires a lot during the broadcast, and I don't mean to sound like I am too, but there were a lot of plays where he hustled to get back into the play and broke up a couple good chances for Buffalo that could have, increased the lead earlier on rather than it being as close as it was later in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely made some high danger passes to set some of his line mates up for some decent opportunities. Thankfully, none of them buried it. They definitely could have, but again, Buffalo was just playing a smarter game. I didn't see any of the big defensive blunders that we're wont to see. We didn't see. Granted, they took a lot of bad penalties, penalties that were pretty fucking soft. But they didn't take any dumb penalties. Yeah. Penalties they took were just, somebody got, I feel like the Okposo slashing call was probably about as light as it could have gotten.
I agree. How do we see the city of Buffalo and Sabres fans, non-Bills fans, that's funny, building on this game and rallying around this team for the rest of the season? I mean, that's up to the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, this can't be just a one-off game. They have to continue to compete like this. You just can't show up for a game like this because of the circumstances. You have to show up every single game with this compete level. If you show up at this compete level every single game, win or lose, this team, the fans will come. The fans will come. I will say that about this city. These fans aren't stupid. They're not dumb. They will show out for you if you're showing them that how much this means to us. And we'll show up. And we know we're not dumb. We know hockey. We're smart fans. If you give us that, we'll show up in droves, 100%.
Yeah, and to that end, I think a good way to bolster some earned faith in the team going forward is getting good returns on the people that you choose to deal at the trade deadline. Not only just picks here and there in the draft. You can only have so many 18-year-olds in your system, but maybe those depth players that you don't get people that are looking for a home literally anywhere, you might find somebody who can actually fit into the longevity of what you're trying to build here. Because I mean, the forward core is looking pretty well established. I mean, with the prospects that are coming up next year, like 2 spots are almost guaranteed going to be taken by Quinn and Peterka. We've got Thompson, Cousins, Middlestat, and Krebs, potentially your 4 centers.
Mhm.
Maybe one of those guys moves to a wing. I'm not sure yet. There's the Olofsson of it all. Do they re-sign him and keep him as a power play specialist? Do they deal him to somebody who, just looking for that extra third heat in their second power play unit that's a more established club, get some sort of return for him? I believe Rasmus Asplin's also up, and not for nothing, but a defensive guy I just see him as a younger Girgensons, and Girgensons only has 1 more year left after this if he comes back from injury. You do need they're not the sexiest guys to have on your roster, but you do need a guy who can kill a fucking penalty, block a fucking shot, and do the back checking that needs to get done to keep pucks from going in your net. You'd like him to play the body a little more, but again, that's all to say. Win a good game here and there, but there needs to be a clear vision moving forward.
Yep.
And a very big part of letting us know that you have a clear vision is making smart moves at the deadline and not just moving the one obvious guy that we all see that's probably going to move, like a guy like Colin Miller, and then okay, we're done here. Nah, move. Half this roster is on essentially entry level deals for a single year, and that half of people could potentially get dealt, even if it's for a late 6th round pick, or some other depth guy that they don't need but might actually fit into our system. I don't know, but yeah, again, the name of the game for the past decade has been consistency.
Yeah. So I have the video clip right here. Hopefully we can be able to hear this from Matthew Beauvais from the news. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this up.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy it's over. Let's move on.
Were you surprised at the level of intensity of the crowd?
Just about the loudest I've heard this place ever. Really, after it only took 7 years of me leaving for them to get into the game. But I'm sure there was mixed. It was a nice tribute, and there was plenty of people here that were supporting me, and there was plenty of people here that were booing me. So they must just be booing me because they wish I was still here. I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not the first kid to deal with it, so just move on. And it was a tough game. Give them credit; they played hard.
Good thing it's over.
I'll say this. He sounds like somebody that's upset about the reaction. I think maybe he felt like the reaction was going to be a little bit better. I mean, I did hear during the tribute there were a lot more cheers than boos.
Yeah, you definitely saw a lot of people get out of their seats and clap,
So I think that's a frustration built into a loss with being booed as much as they were. So, I mean, I'm not going to make a huge judgment call. We all get emotion. I'm not a Jack Eichel hater. I love this team first and foremost. It doesn't matter who's playing on it. Doesn't matter who's wearing our jerseys. As long as you're representing our team the way you should be, I'm a fan of you. So I put this team before Jack Eichel, obviously. With that being said, being somebody who's played sports for the majority of his life, that's frustration with the reaction that maybe he wasn't expecting. I mean, I'm sure he expected something like that, coupled with a loss in his first game back in Buffalo. So I'm not gonna. I'll take it all with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna burn him at the stake because of that. I mean, whatever, man. Good luck in Vegas. Wish you the best. I'm sure they'll have plenty of times to stick it to us in the future. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a little bit of a dig. It wasn't as the words in text alone. That's a clear snub, but the tone in which he delivered it's not as much of a dig as he was trying to, as it comes off. Just the words he chooses. But also, can he now be Jack? It is what it is, Eichel. Can we take that term away from Kyle Okposo, who's no longer the it is what it is guy? Because that's the response. That's the response that you give when you can't just say, "What do you want me to say? We fucking suck tonight."
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Okposo, what he's given to this team this year specifically, I mean, has really outweighed anything he's done before this as a Buffalo Sabre. 100%. 100%. And, I'll be the first to admit, I'm not going to say that I was wrong about Okposo because I think that, in the past, some of the things that he didn't contribute to the team or, you were expecting him to contribute to the team, whether maybe, it was lacking because of injury or maybe motivation, I don't know. But it's night and day difference this year to previous years. 100%.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely agree with Carson here. Carrier was a goddamn beast tonight. How many shots?
He had a lot of shots. That's their fourth line. Their fourth line were grinding out the scoring chances all night.
They were pretty high danger shots too. Like they weren't just little nothings that Craig could just easily cradle. Like, he had to put a little mustard on that to keep those dogs from turning. That was wild. Good for William Carrier. Would have been funny if this became the William Carrier revenge game.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, the next game we have, I believe, is it the Heritage Classic?
I believe it is.
The Heritage Classic.
I don't think we have anything until then.
Yeah. So that's a big game, and this is a big game to win going into that game. Buffalo's 0-2 in outdoor hockey games. So, I attended both, unfortunately, and, had to sit through both losses, both to the Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, maybe I don't know. Sunday's a few days away. I have Sundays and Mondays off. Maybe I'll take the drive up to Hamilton. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and get tickets. I think it might be worth it. Especially after this game. I mean, my juices are really flowing. Starting to believe in this team. Hopefully, again, they can give an effort tonight on Sunday like they did tonight. And I said fans will show out. They really will. I feel like I want to be one of the few that represents Buffalo in that game. So I'm thinking about it. I might make the trip.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be fun to go. Recently moved to New York, so I finally have my enhanced license, so I can hop over the border without my passport there. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we would be facing a equally demoralized Maple Leafs team who just had another rough go of it against the Arizona Coyotes of all teams. Like a week after we beat them, what was it, 5-1?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they're feel like I feel like emotionally that team is in a tough spot and they're going to be coming out like firing on all cylinders. I think that would be a very entertaining game to be at. It could be a total smoke show and they could just obliterate us. But if nothing else, it will definitely be an entertaining game. Hey, NHL, when you have cool outdoor games like this, talk about them more. I did not hear anything about the Heritage Classic once on this national broadcast.
Yeah.
One of the two teams playing in the Heritage Classic will be playing. Yeah. Talk about it.
Agreed.
Like, come on. Why do these cool fucking special events if you're not going to make a big deal out of it? If you don't think it's a big deal, we're not going to think it's a big deal. And we're not going to shell out the extra like $100 so for tickets. Like, come on now. You want to make money, act like it's important.
Agreed. Like I said, I think that game is going to be a ton of fun to attend. Obviously, it's going to be overrun by Leafs fans. I think the Sabres presence there, but it'll probably be honestly like 70-30, 85 or 75-25, something like that, or 70-30 or 75-25 Leafs fans to Sabres fans. But I think I might want to try and be there for that because I think that I've been to the first two. Why not try and make it a third? Maybe I'll give a shout out to old Steve Dangle up there. Maybe he'll meet me up for a soda pop or something.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you have to. It's going to be more like 20-80 because 5% of the crowd is just going to be wearing those Dangle Navy jerseys for sure. No question. I was listening to their podcast and they thought it was a little bit ass backwards that somehow the game in Canada, Buffalo is technically the home team, which both does and doesn't make sense because Hamilton is technically closer to Buffalo than Toronto.
Yeah.
But also it's in Canada. Seems strange choice. Strange choice. But yeah, it would be fun if the Dangle Navy was out and about, full effect. Steve Dangle in the wild, losing his mind. But man, Peter Mrazek was swimming tonight. That was like that one goal that he let in on Olofsson. Like those were like the first 3 goals. Like him and his crease are not friends. I don't know what's going on, man. But
yeah, so
that's wild.
Agreed. And then you saw the was it the Nedeljkovic strip tonight?
Oh, dude!
Tried to swat a puck that was going wide, and then knocked it into his own net. That's a definite dang it.
Oh, that poor kid.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, when he was playing for the Capitals, he would blank us.
Mm-hmm.
He would play lights out against the Sabres. So like, you know, it's like the same way that like Leaf fans sometimes trick themselves into believing Rasmus Ristolainen is a good defenseman because he would always just like play just total shutdown, no bullshit hockey against the Leafs. Like that was Nedeljkovic last season against the Sabres. Like he was just like always on, and it's like he's still like, I think he was a rookie then for sure, and he's like still technically considered a rookie now. I think he still technically meets Calder candidacy, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah,
damn, what a fall from grace.
I'm just reading a lot of the comments here on Eichel's post game. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I'll never hate the guy. I just won't. I get yesterday he said there's no bitter feelings, and then you know, obviously coming out feeling a little salty. I'm sorry. It's hard for me. It's hard for me not to criticize him, but it's hard for me because I get it, man. You were booed a lot tonight. You were probably booed more than any returning Sabres player ever. Like straight up, he was without a doubt.
I don't think there was a single instance that anyone did not know when he was on the ice, and the second he got near the puck, that was the level of booing. Because I was at the Avalanche game.
Yeah.
When
I hate the comments. Don't get me wrong. I hate the comments. But I understand the comments also. I hate them, but I understand them. So.
But yeah, it was that level of booing when Dahlin got taken out behind the play, and then, you know, they score the game-winning goal on that nonsense non-call. It was that level of booing at Eichel all night.
Agreed.
And it was like that was probably like a couple thousand less people at that Avalanche game, and that was a Saturday afternoon. That was a great game, by the way. I'm really glad I made it to that. It was the one time I didn't wear a hat to a game, and Tage Thompson gets a hat trick. I grabbed my head, and I had nothing to throw. I was so mad. I was like, I just got a haircut, and I wanted to do something stupid with my little hairs, and I did, and I didn't have a hat, and I was a chump, and I lost. It was the worst, but the best because Tage Thompson got a hat trick.
So like I'm serious. I guess I'm like trying to really take in everything. Like I'm trying to take it all in and really like it's a really, really fucking shitty thing for Jack to say. It is. It's shitty. I understand it though, but it's still shitty. I guess I've never been in a situation where I've literally been booed the entire time I was playing or doing my job, essentially. So like I can't put myself in his shoes, and not to mention it was like, you know, however many fans were there. I think the number was like it was over 12,000 fans tonight. So probably there was a lot of people there booing.
Awful lot of people there booing.
Yeah, a lot of people there booing. So I don't know. I just you just don't say that, man. You just don't say it. I get that you're bitter. I understand the frustration, and it's coming off of a loss in a game you really, really wanted, and you really wanted to perform well. I think a lot of people expected Jack Eichel to score 1 or 2 goals tonight. 100%. We all see how Jack used to show up against Toronto and really show out when his juices were flowing in those games. You expected the same player maybe tonight, but I hate the comments, man. I hate it. Like, I'm not gonna scream and yell about it, but I get it. I get it. Like,
yeah. Counter argument. One of our, I'm not sure if he's been on the program, but Jeff on Twitter, he made a fucking Scott Tenorman crying post with Jack Eichel's face on it and the rest of the team behind
I saw
him.
that one.
Jeez, what a little crybaby. You know, life hard and everything, kid, but you don't have to be such a fucking crybaby about it. Little crybaby. Oh my god. I wish XJDMMAX. Just go find him. He's fucking hilarious. He's always got Fire Sabres memes.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. He got more booze than Ty Domi walking into the building. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I want to get Jack off the back of my jerseys now. I wouldn't go that far, man. I don't know. Like, I don't hate him. I just don't. Like, you're not gonna get me to hate Jack Eichel. Like, I hate the comments. Don't get me wrong. I fucking hate them, and they were uncalled for. But I understand the frustration of losing that game and then having a fucking microphone shoved in your face right after. It's like, well, you know, they booed me all game. They, like, every time I touch the puck, they booed me during my tribute video. They booed me. Like I get it. Like, I get why you're salty. I get why you're bitter, even though you said you wouldn't be bitter. But, like,
I'm going to get booed to my car. I'm going to get booed in the hotel room. I'm going to get booed by the delivery guy who brings me my wings tonight. I'm just going to get booed.
Probably Jack, but Brett, I mean, actually, I don't know.
I don't know. Brett Hall might get booed.
But, I mean, Brett Hall, I mean,
I feel like if the crowd is 35 and over, it's Brett Hall by a mile. But younger Sabres fans.
The thing is, Brett Hall didn't do anything wrong. It shouldn't have been a goal, but, like, it's not like
for the era, technically he didn't do anything wrong.
Like he the puck was there and he shot the puck into the net and it just so happened his foot was in the crease. If you're gonna boo anybody there, boo the NHL. Like, boo the officiating that game that didn't get the call right. But
Duane, we have to respect the referees. They know the rules, and we're just plebs. We don't know how this goes. We don't know the rules. They were strikes. They get paid money to know the rules. We just yell at cameras about things.
I hate the comments. I really, really do. I think he should have taken a breath and tried to, like, collect himself and, like, kind of, you know, read the room. I don't know, but I understand it though, because it's like we're all bitter after a loss like that. We're all there isn't gonna be a person who's ever played a competitive sport that's not gonna feel bitter. He just shouldn't have voiced it. He shouldn't have done that. He should have been more professional. Be the, as your parents always say, be the bigger person, be bigger than the fans booing you, and just go out there and say, yeah, they were passionate. They showed out. Did I enjoy the booing? No, who would? But it's a passionate fan base. So I don't like the shots. I don't, but I understand that you're frustrated and you're bitter and you wanted to win that badly. That's probably the most he's probably wanted to win a game in a few years. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a big statement game. But I mean, I don't think he could have said anything that wasn't going to be met with criticism. Like, literally, all eyes were on him tonight.
Yeah, he would have had. He would have had to have been a goody two shoes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He would have had to, like, literally, like, toe the company line in terms of.
It would have been NFL commissioner non-answers. Yeah. He wouldn't have said actual human words. He would have just, spat out a bunch.
You're right. He probably did lose. He probably lost a lot of money tonight, not putting up any points and not getting the win. That's a fact. When you come back and play the first time you come back and play your team, that's a thing. Thoughts about Eichel's comments after the game? We just went over that. I am not a fan. Not a fan at all. I think it's uncalled for. Like I said, kind of a dickhead thing to do, but at the same time, being someone who's played hockey, who's played other sports, who's a competitor, I get it. You're frustrated and you're having, again, microphones and TV cameras shoved in your face right away. And that's your immediate reaction after literally getting booed all night. Like, literally getting booed all night, wanting to win so badly and then not winning and not contributing points wise or goals wise. And then having all of this shoved in your face, you're gonna get an emotional reaction, and that's what you got. I don't know how. I've never been in that position. I don't know how I'm going to react being asked the questions he was asked after literally being booed all night.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly would have been better if he just pulled a classic Tortorella and just came out. It's like, look, guys, I got nothing to say. You saw what happened. It was shit. I'm not doing this tonight. See ya. And just walked away. Which even that would have been met with negative criticism. Like, you owe it to the fans. You have to say something. And it's like, but nah, that probably would have been the safest way to go about it. Just be like, what do you want me to say? I came here to win. I failed. That fucking sucked.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Good night.
I'm sure this isn't the end
That's
of it.
what I would have said. Like,
we're gonna hear more. We're gonna hear more of this. I'm sure.
Oh, of course.
He's gonna get follow up. He's gonna get. I guarantee. This is what's gonna happen. He's gonna get follow ups on his comments either tomorrow or at some point this week. And I guarantee you, he backpedals a little bit and says I was emotional, and maybe he throws an apology out there. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But this isn't the last we're gonna hear of the comments. I think he's gonna get asked. Again, for sure. And I don't know Jack Eichel. I don't know, how he's going to react or, I don't know how he's, I don't know the person per se, but I would hope that maybe he would backpedal a little bit and just collect himself and be like, hey, like they're a passionate fan base. I'm a passionate guy. I was out of line with what I said and I'm sorry, but put yourself in maybe put yourself in my shoes after getting booed for 60 straight minutes.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we didn't boo Ristolainen that much when he first came back.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, again, that was more of like a good fucking riddance. I'm very glad not. Which again, how? They knew it was a snake and they still signed it to $5 million.
That's
for the
wild.
next
5.1 million per year for 5 years. That's insanity.
I wish I could be that bad at my job and make $5 million a year doing it.
All right.
That's insane.
And
again, he's going to be like the third pairing dude when Ellis is back. Why? In what universe does that make sense if you want to build a winning club?
Right. I agree.
We've notoriously been losing for a decade and we finally dropped him. What makes you think he's the answer for you? Why? Oh, God, I'm so glad I left Philly for so many reasons.
Risto sucked too much to boo him. John, again, here, he's a professional. Should have thought before speaking. LOL. I agree. I said it before. I do agree. But we're all, listen, I'm not gonna defend Jack Eichel. He shouldn't have said what he said. He shouldn't, as a Sabres fan, I'm offended just like all of you. But if I got booed for that again, if I got booed for 60 straight minutes, man, even somewhat during my tribute video where I'm just trying to have a moment to appreciate the time I spent in Buffalo and I'm still getting booed, and then I lose that game on a turnover by me on an empty net, and I have cameras shoved in my face right away, like, yeah, the frustrations are going to come out. And I think that's just being a human being too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, find me a guy, maybe one of every 10, competitors who are uber competitive are not going to have an emotional response in that moment. And, I hope that he backpedals, because this will come up again, but you shouldn't set it. It's a bad look for him. And you just really gave a lot of Sabres fans a lot more ammo to hate you. So
to that point, let's pull a few nice quotes from our young friend, Mr. Krebs. I want the best for Jack, but for me and Tucky, we want to do what's best for the best that we can for this organization. It was exciting. It's just one hockey game, but that one was nice. Peyton Krebs on scoring against his former team. That's something you dream of for sure. That was fun. Like, that's like, damn, like what a nice little kid, Like, he goes in, just says, I want what's best for Jack, And I think that's exactly what you need. You don't need to be like trying to shoot down the career of anybody, because you know how easily an injury can sideline your whole trajectory. No ill will. It's like, glad he's happy, but me and Tuck got a job to do. We're here to do the best we can, and tonight we did. You can't ask for a better ending for that. I mean, just a night and day situation between the Ryan O'Reilly return and the Jack Eichel return. I'm not saying we won the trade, but it definitely hurts a lot less when the guys
Yep.
that show up, seem like they actually want to be here. They're contributing. Everybody seems to be getting along. I loved that Peyton Krebs and Dylan Cousins were playing together pretty routinely tonight. That gets me feeling some kind of way. I like that. I want more of that. And if that means Dylan Cousins become a winger, honestly, I'm okay with it. God damn. Peyton Krebs. Oof, what a kid.
Agreed.
What a tremendous young man.
But with that being said, I want to wrap things up here. Close to 11
Staying
o'clock.
up till midnight, Duane.
No, I'm definitely not staying up till midnight. Dwayne's gotta get to bed and enjoy this win tomorrow. And obviously, this is not the end of what we're hearing in terms of the post game comments from Jack Eichel.
Absolutely.
But with that being said, Steve, thanks for hopping on with me, bud.
Yeah, thanks for having me as always, bud. I hope you make it out to that Heritage Classic if you got the cheddar, if you got the time.
Yeah, we'll see how much tickets cost, and
could be a lot. Now there's gonna be 2 winning teams in that barn this weekend. Got those division. Are they still division leaders? Or are they second place in their division? Toronto.
I'm not sure. I'm not.
I think they might be second right now.
I think they came back and won tonight, right?
I think they did, but
yeah
that was an interesting tilt for sure.
But again, Steve, thanks for hopping on. This has been another edition.
Arizona won that one in overtime.
Arizona
Just kidding.
in overtime.
Yeah, Arizona won that in overtime
tonight. I can't wait to watch that.
They're third. They're third in the Atlantic. You're gonna have to play the Lightning.
I cannot wait.
Tomorrow.
I cannot wait.
I
cannot wait to watch that. I'll watch that LFR video. That's gonna be great. With that,
we gotta go. We gotta watch somebody lose their mind.
Yeah.
And it's not Jack.
This is another edition of I'll Hang Up and Listen, brought to you by Outlet Liquor, the place to buy a case. Where Jack Eichel will sure go to drown his sorrows in a few adult beverages.
Let's be serious. He's going to
tomorrow. I'm sure he'll be out about tonight, catching up with friends from Buffalo. But with that being said, what a win. 3-1. Craig Anderson, win number 300. Congrats to him again. Couple clicks for Craig. And, fuck Jack Eichel. Let's go Sabres. And I'll hang up and listen. Peace.